All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm Richard Contramundum, and we are going through our Proverbs. I missed yesterday, trying to do these live, and yesterday was a really hard day. So we are on Proverbs 6 right now. Going to do Proverbs 7 later on today because it is May 7th. But if you're watching this on the replay, it doesn't matter what time it is because this is ancient wisdom that never gets old. Proverbs 6. Proverbs 6. We can see this is the center of 5, 6, and 7, talking about my sons. Now, the first 9 chapters of Proverbs are explicitly by Solomon and to his sons. So we can glean from this further parental counsel. The heading has on the NASB, my son, if you have become surety for a neighbor, and given a pledge for a stranger, if you have been snared with the words of your mouth, have been caught with the words of your mouth, do this then, my son, and deliver yourself, since you have come into the hand of your neighbor, and go humble yourself and importune your neighbor. Give no sleep to your eyelids, nor slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter's hand, like a bird from the hand of the fowler. Go to the ant, O sluggard, and observe her ways, and be wise. Watch, which having no chief or ruler, prepares her food in summer and gathers her provision in the harvest. How long will you lie down, O sluggard? And when you arise from your sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. But then your poverty will come upon you like a vagabond, and your need like an armed man. I'm going to pause right there because it's longer. I'm going to break it down. So real swiftly, we can see that the Proverbs here are, again, super applicable. The first 11 verses talking about laziness, talking about the overall gullibility and just slothfulness, whatever we'll call it, laziness, slothfulness, and just something that everybody can struggle with, Christians in particular. And nobody really likes a lazy person. It's like a proud person. Nobody likes a proud person when they're talking about themselves and puffing themselves up. Nobody likes a lazy person. You can't rely on them. You don't know when they're going to be there. You don't know if they're going to do the thing you're going to do. There's certain things that we all need to do, whether it's in church or at work or in the home or just in your neighborhood. And it's like, oh yeah, that's Dave. He's going to be okay. Richard's not. He's going to do it. Nobody likes that, right? Nobody likes that. Quote from a book I've been reading regarding the Proverbs: the sin of idleness or laziness is very unbecoming for the Christian, and it should certainly not be encouraged by well-meaning or generous, but rather gullible Christian friends or relatives. End quote. Meaning you shouldn't encourage it, right? And this includes with our children as well. We can see this full well. Something that we can understand, having no chief or ruler, go to the ant, O sluggard. So the creation itself speaks to the slothful person, the lazy person, and says, you look at what she's doing. There's no chief, there's no foreman, there's no boss telling the ants what to do, yet they work harder. They can lift 3 times their body weight, whatever it is. And it'd be nice to lift 800 pounds or 600 pounds or whatever. But needless to say, it goes further. Your poverty will come upon you like a robber, like an armed man, like a vagabond. You're there, you're gonna be attacked. Remember the roads of ancient Israel and just Palestine in general, the whole Middle East. People, they're open air. There's no cars. There's no good roads, no paved in many respects. And people would just jump people, literally jump. That's what, one of the words comes from. So it's steal and take and destroy. And this is exactly what the enemy does as well. So we can understand that this first section is just a wonderful section that we should glean from. A worthless person and a wicked man is the one who walks with a perverse mouth, who winks with his eyes and signals with his feet and points with his fingers, who with perversity of heart continually devises evil and spreads strife. Therefore, his calamity will come suddenly and instantly. He will be broken and there will be no healing. There are 6 things the Lord hates. Yes, 7, which are an abomination to him. That's also just kind of like a device. It's not like there's 6 and all of a sudden he changed his mind to 7. He hates this, but then there's an abomination. They're the same, and he named 7, right? But again, it's just the way they write it. we won't get into it. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood. Isn't that applicable for our current moment here with Roe v. Wade? A heart that devises wicked plans, feet that run rapidly to evil, a false witness who utters lies, and one who spreads strife among brothers. My son, observe the commandment of your father and do not forsake the teaching of your mother. We'll stop right there. False witness utters lies, anyone who spreads strife among brothers. So we can see this next section, 12 to 19, pride, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, heart devises wickedness, feet that run to mischief, and a false witness, and one who sows discord among brothers. This is also characteristics of Satan or Belial, the father of lies and so on. We see this with 1 Timothy 3:6, with lying. We can see, that's pride. Lying tongue is John 8:44. Hands that shed innocent blood, also John 8:44. Our heart devises wickedness, Isaiah 14:14. Feet that run to mischief, 1 Peter 5:8. A false witness, Revelation 12:9. And those that sow discord, Revelation 12:10. Again, these are all characteristics of Satan himself. So you have, what does Jesus say? He talks about you, your father, the devil, your father is your father, the father of lies, and so on. But notice too, there is this thing that sometimes we think, oh, well, unbelievers, and it's this holy huddle, and it's the frozen chosen, it's just us against the world. But the world can come in too, because we were once part of the world, and that's part of my channel, being against the world but for the world's sake. Because there isn't some quote unquote set number, at least that's not revealed to humanity, to say only these people are saved, everybody else is lost. We got to battle it out till the Armageddon. No, not at all. But we have to have, and this is where I think a lot of people miss this and think, oh, you're a religious book, you're this, you're this. We're seeing this whole last week with Roe v. Wade and debates, and you're this and this and this. Like, it's not about your this and this and this, your God or your Bible, your truth. This is the truth, or it's not. But if it is, embrace it. Turn to Christ. Repent of your sin and believe in him. Trust. Cast your burdens off your back and onto him. The yoke is easy and the burden is light, he says. And so we must do this, and we must encourage people to do this. Verse 19 and 20. My son, observe the commandment of your father and do not forsake the teaching of your mother. Notice again, parents, you need to have father and a mother, both vital. Bind them continually around your neck. We've seen this already. Tie them around your neck. Bind them on your heart. Tie them around your neck. When you walk about, they will guide you. You have a compass, right? You hold that around your neck. You got a whistle. You got a locket, and we don't have that, as much these days. Your grandchildren, or maybe women of old having their children there, a little heart locket, that sort of thing. You can look at a picture. Obviously, we have that on our phones now, but we can see that so many things around the neck, right here. It's right here. How easy is it? If you have a concealed carry, your gun's right here. Maybe your knife or even pepper spray or something like that. It's right here in this area. Of course, your heart, your lungs, everything's vital right here. Don't keep your phone here, though, but that's another video. That's the radiation. You don't want to keep your phone there. Both men and ladies. When you walk about, they will guide you. When you sleep, they will watch over you. For the commandment is a lamp to is a lamp, and a teaching is a light. Reproofs for the discipline are the way of life, to keep you from the evil woman. Notice we see this now. He's dipping into what we saw in chapter 5, and we'll see in chapter 7. Do not desire her beauty in your heart, or let her capture you with her eyelids. For on the account of a harlot, one is reduced to a loaf of bread, and the adulteress hunts for a precious life. Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned? Or can a man walk on hot coals and his feet not be scorched? So is the one who goes to his neighbor's wife. Whoever touches her or tortures her will not go unpunished. Men, do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his hunger. When he is found, he must repay sevenfold. He must give all the substance to his house. The one who commits adultery with a woman is lacking sense. He would destroy himself. He who would do it. He who would destroy himself does it. Wounds and disgrace he will find, and his reproach will he not blot it out. For jealousy enrages a man, and he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not accept any ransom, nor will he be satisfied through your man. Can't read it today, sorry. Nor will he be satisfied, though you give him many gifts. So, again, You're going to understand he dips in here. The evil woman, verse 24, 25, do not be consumed with her beauty. Notice this trickery reduced to a loaf of bread, just a simple, whole grain, freshly milled, freshly fire roasted, baked loaf of bread. As tasty as it is, it's not going to last, right? It's just, you're the man and you become a loaf of bread because you're used by your own lust. You've committed your own sin. And then she's likewise lured you in. Do not desire her beauty, he says. Can a man take fire? Can he get caught on fire and he not be scorched? Can he not be burned? Of course, there's many rhetorical questions here in the Psalms, Proverbs, also the Psalms, but we're looking at Proverbs. Can he walk on hot coals and his feet not be scorched? So is the one who goes to his neighbor's wife. Whoever touches her will not go unpunished. So even if you're not caught and the husband comes, maybe, she's a harlot, she's single. And we see this, this is, of course, ancient wisdom. It's 2,500 years old plus. But we can see that even applies today. Maybe the secretary's single. You're the one who's married, man. Well, either way, God will still find you out. There's still natural consequences, right? Unwanted pregnancy, which we see this now. People want to eliminate the pregnancy, kill the baby. There's all sorts of STDs. There's just the bonding that you have with another person. You're becoming one flesh with them. Your wife is saddened and broken because of your betrayal. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And even if you're not punished here in this life in any sort of like tangible way, and you get away with it like all the politicians and celebrities do, God will judge. And if you're unrepentant, you will pay that penalty. It says, don't despise somebody, a thief, if he steals to satisfy his hunger, but he must pay back sevenfold. This isn't a free handout. This isn't just go do whatever, give whatever, go wherever. No, he must rather repay. The one who commits adultery with a woman is lacking sense. He would do it, destroys himself. Notice again, there's in the Bible, there's so many times. Now there's some descriptive instances, multiple wives or something like that, but that's never prescribed. That's never seen as good. And that's sometimes people think that, well, it's this and this and this, and the Bible talks about slavery. The Bible talks about this. The Bible talks about that. Yes, but it's never ever seen as good, especially things like slavery, immorality, adultery, and so on. And so, yeah, that's something we must take into account. We must remember the wounds and disgrace. His reproach will not be blotted out. It's harsh. Again, ultimately, we know the fullness of Christ has come to both the Jew and the Gentile, and we can have forgiveness and redemption in him, right? So this isn't the final quote unquote word. And obviously the Bible has pieces of the whole canvas, the whole puzzle. He will not accept any ransom, nor he'll be satisfied, though you give him many gifts. Very helpful. I hope it is anyway. I hope this was. Go ahead and comment if it is. If you're following along, I have done the last 5 chapters. We're going to look at chapter 7 later on today, try and keep pace and see how it goes. Hope you all have a blessed day. We'll see you later. Take care.